I referenced at the top an ANA study, and there's another one I want to reference a key finding. It was the ANA and the Forays, and it was from last year. And it said, and it was a survey of certified diverse suppliers, and it found that 56% of respondents believe interest from marketers and advertisers in supporting diverse suppliers increased in the past year, but only 38% felt the investment from the marketing advertising community increased. So, Jen, let me ask you, I'll start with you. Why is there still a considerable gap between intent and action?
It goes back to what I was talking about before. As a platform, we see a big divide between what buyers are asking us to help curate and what the reality is of what they're doing. What they're defining is actually very, very narrow according to a traditional requirement, such as, and I'll give you an example. It has to be media that speaks about or specifically features a diverse audience. Well, what about a set of properties that's owned by a diverse entrepreneur, or is that business itself diverse? There's different answers and different requirements, but the latter is really hard to target programmatically. You would have to have somebody understand the business, look at the W-9, right? When they come and on board with Kinetics, we would need to do a lot more interviewing and digging to find some of those audiences. It's not easy to do it at scale. Mm-hmm. So I think that we're trying to help with that, but the more people, the more media companies that can broaden their definition, but also work with us to create new definitions, I think the easier it will be to connect buyer intent and supplier filtering and curation.
What we're seeing over at Black Enterprise, and for what I've seen, really working with the agency holdcos, is the leadership is dedicated towards this mission. So whether it's Publicis or Group M, there's a lot of excitement at the leadership level and even at the brand level to make this happen. What we're really trying to do is really educate the levels below that. So the planning teams, the investment teams, to really get to know, here is the Black-owned competitive set, right? BET doesn't really live in that. They might be Black targeted, but they're owned by Paramount, right? The Root is owned by Geo Media. And we have to have these discussions so people know, okay, here is the competitive set. Here are, the sites and media companies that are out there. Here's who's doing CTV. Here's who's doing audio, and really educating them on these brands. So, at the end of the day, the people who make the decisions of which media companies to put on a plan are the planning team. And the planning team, the young people who are on those teams, need to know our brand. So it's really imperative on us to work with the upper people in the holdcos to really evangelize our mission. But at the same time, do that hand-to-hand combat, reaching out to people in the agency teams, taking them out, making sure we're doing presentations to them all the time, doing those things that really garner a relationship, taking it from transactional, just to RP, to more interpersonal, personal, where they get to know us and know that we'll help them solve their issues or whatever metrics or KPIs they're trying to reach for each individual campaign. So that's really what we're seeing, is excitement at the leadership level at the agencies, but really, how do we really break into the lower level where the real decision-making is happening?